So here we are with Critical Control. This is a deck that I've been pretty high on for quite a bit now. The original idea was by Lenny, and then I sort of iterated a little bit on it. The concept being to have more 1-drops so that we can go 1-drop into 3-drop. That was the original idea. My take was more so to go 1-drop into 2-drop plus another 1-drop, because in this way, even if our 1-drop gets killed, we still get to play a strong 2-drop on turn 2. And we have Priest of Titania, Survival, Sylvan Library, Well of Blossoms, Well of Roots, and Acolyte. All of these are cards that we're trying. So if you watched previous videos of me playing this archetype, you will notice that there are some new cards that we're playing here. Multanis Acolyte and Werewood Symbiote. I am playing now 2 copies of each. The reason being I want to have access to this engine a little bit more consistently. I want to try out to sort of steal a little bit more from the elves side. The other thing are going to be made the Goblin Sharpshooter and 2 copies of Goblin Bombardment. This comes from when I was playing out the Academy Rector deck and being very impressed by just Goblin Bombardment for value, just playing it out and then it's sitting in place and the amount of damage that it can do out of nowhere. So provides with a very consistent amount of reach, and it turns sort of like stuff like the mirror into cakewalks. So very excited to give this card a try. And also this it just played fair. I don't think this card is exploited enough, so we'll see how it goes. The sideboard goes a little bit harder on the pyroclasms, and then I'm kind of like ignoring matchups like Replenish, for example. I do have some Winter Orbs, but I'm not really going too hard on that. But conceptually, this deck hasn't really changed that much from the previous time that I played it. So I'm just really excited about it in this way anyway. But yeah, let's jump into the first match, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you there. Here we go with the first round. This hand does kind of nothing, so let's ship it. This hand is much better, so let's keep this one. So let's bottom the Cradle, and yeah, this is kind of a banger hand. So turn 1 Llanowar Elf, my opponent doesn't kill it. We're gonna get to do a lot of stuff here. Wooded Foothills on turn 1. Unlucky. That's a nice draw. That's a very nice draw. So we're gonna lead on Quirion Ranger, and then we're gonna play land and Gaia's Cradle. I said Gaia's Cradle, obviously I meant Survival. Now my opponent's gonna fetch, most likely, and then we get to just pitch the Acolyte. And do we want to go get Sligh? I can do, I guess I can draw a card by bouncing the forest, so I might as well. Let's see what my opponent is gonna be doing over there. It's a red source, Naturalize. Okay, so I think instead of getting Sligh, I am now going to get Anger and just sort of set that up. And now we get to just have Anger in the graveyard and go from there. So I actually have a bunch of choices here. I think I'm gonna go with Acolyte. I suspect that I'm playing against Red-Green Ponza deck, so I think I'd rather go for Acolyte than something else. Play a bird. So let's go land, and I guess I might as well. I think I'm gonna run into Pyroclasm here, but that's okay. Lead on Acolyte. Oh wow, that's pretty good. We're going to untap here. And actually, I think I want to play the library here instead of the Acolyte. So now if my opponent does have Pyroclasm, I get to save 2 creatures. And it also gives me more options for next turn. I think I'm saving the Quirion Ranger if we are indeed playing against Ponza. Oath of Druids, sure. Untap. Sylvan Library. Do I just think I want to go with both here? And I'm just going to try to go as hard as I can. So this is 5 mana, draw a card, untap, recast Acolyte, Kaisa. Okay, so let's play Cradle, and this works kind of nicely here. So play out the Kaisa, and we just swing with everybody. So we may just be able to race my opponent, even if they flip a Terror War. Obviously they can just have 11-11, okay? But now we have Hasty. This land means that we have hasty dudes, so I can just go very wide. They can like destroy my Gaia's Cradle, whatever. And there are other draws, of course, that just win on the spot, like Goblin Bombardment, stuff like that. Pyroclasm would be quite annoying. Sure. Blow up my Cradle. We Shatter Port. It's fine. Bouncer dude on end step. Tap. Sharpshooter. It's kind of a nice one. Okay, so that's Survival. That has to be lethal, right? Survival, play wall. Pitch, get Priest of Titania. Priest taps for a bunch of mana, and I just go get Hermit. So I guess I might as well pay for everything because I'm winning this turn. So play a fetch land, get my mountain, play survival, pitch the wall, get the priest, and tap here. Oh, maybe I don't have enough mana now? No, I think I do have enough mana. So this is 4 mana. Tap the priest, bounce in ranger, replay ranger. Yeah, this is enough. Might as well play the Multani Acolyte. Now pitch Thornscape to get the range hermit and play. There we go. Against this deck, definitely bring in Vigilante number 3. Bring in the Naturalizes. I think I like the second library. I do like Winter Orb quite a bit. I don't think this is a bombardment matchup. We can also cut the Sharpshooter. Maybe Tranquil Domain as well. Tranquil Domain probably not. We have multiple answers to Oaths already. I think I want to cut a Wall of Blossoms, cut a Hermit. I do like Poacher as an answer to Pyroclasm. Just cut a Bird of Paradise. Maybe 2 birds. Bring in Genesis. I'm usually not a fan of Tormod's Crypt in this matchup. No, let's bring in the bird. It's bad against Oath, but maybe I should bring in the Tranquil Domain. I don't know. Sure, I'm gonna keep this hand. Turn 1, basic forest. Do I play the Symbiote? It's so bad into Oath. I think I'm gonna pass. This is obviously bad if I draw Cradle, but my opponent has Oath. It's pretty bad for us. Turn 2 Sphere is rough. So I guess, yeah, I guess I'm gonna pass the turn. No, I should have actually played the Symbiote, because now if I draw Cradle, that's a dead draw. So, Sylvan Library. And I find the land. Llanowar Elves. Okay, sucks, but it is what we gotta do. Also at this point, it's pretty likely my opponent has either the Sweeper or Oath, both of which are terrible for me. Opponent only paying for, because they have the fetch land. Okay, it's the Oath of Druids. Can I find the Naturalize? It's not a Naturalize. So I think the only way I can win is if I start making a lot of mana. So I'm gonna play out the Priest, and I'm gonna hope they don't have Pyroclasm. Yeah, 4 copies of it, and they have Sylvan Library online, so pretty unlikely, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Opponent not paying life. They play Port. See if they have the Pyroclasm. Another Sphere. That is quite rough, not gonna lie. So this is 4 mana that I have right here. It's not enough. Let's play out the library, I guess. Not super hopeful about my spot, but at least we get to see how they cyber it. For example, they have Earthquake. Earthquake and Pyroclasm and Curse Totem. Just not expecting Curse Totem. I definitely should have Tranquil Domain on the draw. On the play, maybe I don't need it, but I feel like on the draw I should definitely be playing Tranquil Domain. Oh, these dudes are huge. Yeah, we're super dead now. Seen enough. Going to game number 3. Yeah, let's bring in Tranquil Domain. Maybe over the 3rd Vigilante. Vigilante's a little bit expensive. On the play, hand looks great. Let's keep this one. Obviously, we can't really beat Pyroclasm, but if they don't have Pyroclasm, this hand's gonna do work. Yeah, I guess we do this. Play Winter Orb and hope this bothers my opponent enough. Curse Totem. Actually, this is not that big a deal. Let's play my Elf, swing for 1. Also notably, they played Rishadan Port there, which may suggest maybe they don't have... Never mind, they have a red source. So now if they have the Clasm, we're dead. And now they have the Wasteland too, so we're extra dead. Sphere. Okay, now that is a big deal. Alright, so we have... Obviously, priority number 1 is to draw lands. We also have crop rotation, which would be cool. One is porting me. Very interesting. Notably, Tranquil Domain not particularly useful here. Man, this Curse Totem is backbreaking. When they have the Pyroclasm. Okay. Oh, that costs 2. Right. Yeah, we're super dead now. We're extremely dead. Yep. Winter Orb doesn't help us. Okay. Maybe there's a chance. Pitch the Wall of Fruits. So we need to draw a run land. The Terrorvore. We don't have that much time anymore. Not playing the Llanowar Elf because we need to draw another land to blow up the Curse Totem. When it swings for 4. I guess here, if I'm my opponent, I just start porting my forest. Punished for not playing the Llanowar. That's brutal. So punished. That's the turn. Notably, Terrorvore is now a 3-turn clock, but that was already true because of the Mishra's Factory, so not really a big change there. Naturalize. Interesting. So now what? And they have the Pyroclasm. Okay, I've seen enough. I'm okay. Let's go to the next match. On to the second round. This hand is a little bit shaky. The board is nice, but we don't really have a payoff. Let's keep it for science, but it's likely I should be mulliganing this. Turn 1 Black Vice, so I guess this is Stasis. Suspect this is probably a decent matchup. So here's an elf, and here's a bird. This is awkwardly decent, I guess. So here we swing for 1, gonna pass the turn, and then I think I'm gonna port my opponent upkeep. I'm gonna hitting some land drops over there. It's a Priest of Titania. So I think what we can do here is like Battle Mage with Kicker and see what happens, and then we can play Survival if this resolves. But I don't think I just can sit here and do nothing, so I'm just going to do this right now, and that resolved. So my opponent has this turn to land the Stasis, otherwise I think we're gonna win. Okay, there's the Stasis. Untap. We have a choice here. We can play the Wall of Roots, but I think we're just gonna chill. Maybe that was too aggressive, but I think this is okay. We only have 3 cards in hand. Bombardment, unfortunately, is not a good one. Keep on hitting the land drops, which is bad news for me. But eventually I'm gonna find the Cradle, and then we're gonna get to do some stuff. Shivan Reef, oh, that's terrifying now. I don't think they have Power Class on them, but they may have something like the other card, Fire Ice. Here I'm literally just waiting to find the Cradle on the land. Guess I might as well play a Llanowar here. So many land drops. Squee. Sure. Let's play another Llanowar Elf. Send the turn back. Impulse on end step. Very interesting line. So now Port is live. Also no more counter magic now. They have Forgotten City, but Forsaken City, sorry. So end step I'm just gonna go look for Quirion Ranger. I guess I don't. Yeah, I guess I might as well draw the card. This is the most important card in the matchup. Carplucent Forest. I guess it's not the worst. Play Wall of Roots first. That resolved. And now we attempt to Quirion Ranger. And that resolved. Okay, so that should be game now. Untap here. Send the turn back. Chain their own Stasis. Okay. Sacrificing Island. Bouncing my Ranger. That's fine. So they untap. Replay Stasis. And the second Vice. Okay. Let's activate on end step, but I don't think I'm gonna be getting back the Squee. But I wanna find the symbiote. Gonna take 2. We have 4 mana here. That's a nice draw. Punished for not playing my land, I guess. So play symbiote. Punished for not reviving Squee. Spell. That is fine. Quirion Ranger. That resolves. And I guess I'm gonna fetch for a mountain here. Play the Priest of Titania. Still have Cradle up. We are under the Black Vice, and I think it's so fascinating to play against Stasis. Some folks really hate this matchup, but almost regardless of what I'm playing, I feel like it's so interesting. It forces me to think on other axes that you just don't think about normally. It's a funny draw. Let's play my land first, and let's untap the bird. Let's play Goblin Bombardment. Let's pitch Squee. Let's get Anger. Let's pitch Anger. Now I think I'm just gonna get a Vigilante. Could be anything. Don't worry about it. Alright, cool. Got there. Naturalizes, Library, all of these sound good. Tranquil Domain, Vigilante, and that's it. Sharpshooter is kind of interesting. I think Wall of Blossoms is the card that I don't like. Wall of Root is fantastic. Poacher seems like a little bit too expensive. Hermit is fine. Maybe Kaisa is unnecessary. It's just a beater. Also, I guess I can cut the crop rotation. We will need to worry about Pyroclasm from my opponent's side though. I don't think that makes me want Genesis though. Maybe Pyroclasm is enough of a reason to run Kaisa. It also makes me more interested in Wall of Blossoms, actually. I don't think that enough interested, but I think I'm gonna cut the Hermits, bring in Kaisa Poacher. Just the guys and the Wall of Blossoms. I guess his hand looks pretty good. I think there's even an argument here to go turn 1 where I would symbiote just to play around counter magic, but I think going for Llanowar is good. Essence Flare. You got it. Card's so hot right now. Here's a Llanowar. Here's a symbiote. Oh, I messed it up. I should have played the Carplucent Forest. That was definitely a mistake. I like that they can't really class them there. I mean, they can, but it's not particularly great. Play Finhorn, then with Symbiote. Maybe I should have tapped the basic forest there. Fire Ice. Symbiote down. Maybe I should have run the library. It's pretty hard to tell. I'm gonna do it now. I think I should have run this last turn. Oh, they had the annul anyway, so it didn't matter, but don't think we attack Nether Fire Ice. It's pretty brutal. Not much we could have done against that, but it's definitely quite devastating. Okay, land go. Keep on land going for a while. 5 cards in hand is quite a bit. Hardcast Gush. Love to see it. Love to see it. There's the Forsaken City. Oh, actually, made a mistake. I should have. I meant to tap the Forsaken City there. It's just free to deny them a mana, basically. Savos Web. It's not one you see every day. Makes my Rishadan board much worse all of a sudden. So I guess I still run this Naturalize here. If they counter it, I'm happy. If they don't counter, I mess with their Forsaken City now. Cool. Untap. Alright. Kind of an awkward spot here, but sure. I think this is like YOLO. It's very likely they have the Naturalize, but I don't think it's getting better. Now they're gonna untap and Stasis. And if they don't Stasis, then we're still playing like Drogo a bunch. So it's still not good for me. Future Sight. Wow, that's a card. Future Sight is crazy. Yep, that's worth a Tranquil Domain for sure. Surprised they wouldn't like bounce the Forsaken City there. Foil, Pitching Island. Okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense actually. Man, Future Sight is kind of sick. I've not seen Future Sight in Stasis before. Opponent's about to draw a bunch of cards. There's Masticore, another card I was not expecting. It's a nice pickup. Here's a Morph. Could be anything. I have to flip this right now. And actually, I think I have to blow up the Masticore, because if I don't blow it up now, I'm not blowing it up ever, basically. But can I beat the Future Sight? That's awkward. That's pretty awkward, actually. The thwart there. So they can actually regen here. Pretty rough. I mean, I'm gonna pass. Gonna force them to pay the upkeep. That's a spicy Stasis list. Man. Pitching Fire and Ice. They drew the Thwart. Impulse. We know they have the Thwart in hand. Island on top is great for them. We don't know what they picked up. Take 4. Masticore kind of awkward with Stasis, actually. Now that I think about it. I wonder if my opponent just like cut all the Stasis from their deck and like switched into this new strategy. Thing is, I can just kind of race this. Not that I'm going to, but I could potentially race this. Can they? Are they gonna? They're just gonna expose the Masticore to a Naturalize again? I don't know if I agree with this line. Like, it's gonna work out, but I don't think I'm into it. It's pretty risky. Gush on top is pretty gross. One in swings for 4. I mean, this is gonna end the game quickly. They still have the stupid Thwart in hand. Like, I don't think I can really win this game anymore, but I'm kind of very intrigued by my opponent's deck, so I want to see more. Because they're clearly doing some spicy stuff. Multiple Masticores. Another Gush. But we have not seen a Stasis. I think they just went off Stasis entirely. Okay, I think I've seen enough. I think they're off Stasis. They just went for this like other alternative value plan. With them being off Stasis, we want to change anything. Actually, Winter Orb sounds very promising. Kind of into that. I don't think I need Anger. Don't think I like Sharpshooter Bombardment. Maybe I should have actually cut that previously. Let's go Poacher and I guess another Hermit. Oh, actually, let's go with Genesis. Although Genesis requires me to... No, that's fine. Genesis against Fire and Ice seems fine. Still one library, Tranquil Domain, all those cards I'm still excited to draw. Just change the top end a little bit. Maybe a Maya Granger I'm supposed to cut. Keeping this one. It's really bad into Fire and Ice, but can we find some more lands, please? Yes, we can. So let's play Acolyte here. Let's play Cradle. And I guess I'm gonna play around Plasm by running out the Winter Orb. I think I'm paying for upkeep. Fine pickup. Another Llanowar. We're gonna send for 2. They counterspell this. It's gonna make things a little bit more awkward. Nice that this really messes with their cantrips. Winter Orb looking to do some work here. Of course, at any point they can just go Red Source into Plasm and the game is wide open, but they don't do that. It's a nice one too. Then we swing for 3, and then we tap my opponent on upkeep. Make them work if they want to do stuff. One is playing some lands. It's totally cool. And then tap the port. Finding another land is great. And we just do the same thing. Swing, 3, and then port. Yep, opponent's kind of desperate here. And in order to prevent my opponent from impulsing, I'm just going to port right now. Because otherwise, if I port on their upkeep, they may be able to use the remaining mana to cast another impulse. Also F6 value. That's terrible news. Very bad news. Untap, Reshad and Port. That's pretty good news. And I'm gonna keep doing this thing. This is actually an interesting turn. And I think I messed it up. So what I should have done is I should have ported. So now I guess I'm gonna change my plan. I'm gonna play survival. This is gonna force my opponent to do something. And if they counter this, that means they don't that resolved. Okay. So I'm just going to pitch Ranger, get Sligh, pitch Sligh, get Symbiote. Symbiote, this one they kind of have to counter. They don't. Interesting. Okay, go to end step. Ice the Winter Orb. Alright, that's cool. Alright, that's very cool. That's very cool. So I guess I'm going to get a green source and tap the Shivan Rift. We are going to get a full untap as well. So I'm just going to tap the red source now. This allows me to play around Pyroclasm. Ice in the Winter Orb is very sexy. Not gonna lie. Did not see that line. Opponent, good job. So this now forces the issue. If my opponent has Fire and Ice, they have to fire right now. And then I get to probably pitch the Range Hermit, I think, to go fight Quirion Ranger or another Symbiote. Slows down my clock, that's for sure. 2 mana, 2 impulse. That resolves. It's possible that they're just like looking for another land instead. Another red source. Again, playing against Stasis. So interesting. So much fun. Gosh. Okay. This makes the Masticore worse, which is good for me. Savos Web. A little bit annoying, but honestly not the worst that could have happened there. Another Gush. Wow, that's very aggressive. They did find the Pyroclasm. That's kind of fine. Now we untap, we are gonna have a bunch of mana. So we're still kind of okay here. They're also gonna like, but I guess that they were losing if they didn't do that, so probably a desperate play, but maybe the right play nonetheless. Chain of Vapor, Thwart. So let's pitch that first. Guess I'm getting Symbiote. Play Symbiote first. If they have foil, that costs them 3 cards. Okay, now that resolved. Play Llanowar. Oh, this actually gets around Winter Orb. Didn't think about that. Pitching towards. Of course. Cool. So we untap a land, get back Sligh. We can get Quirion. Actually, I kind of like Wall of Roots. So let's swing first. Yeah, let's go get Wall of Roots. Makes my mana so much better. Gives me 1 extra mana with Cradle. And if they counterspell this, that makes Winter Orb worse. Gives me 1 more mana from Cradle. Also 1 more mana with by itself. 2 per turn cycle. Tap Cradle. I mean, getting off Stasis is definitely interesting, but it's risky too. So here, I think I just do the same thing. Just gonna keep on getting value. Now with Acolyte, I guess I should be getting Genesis. Sure. Counterspell down. Each Hermit. Could go for Priest. Could go for Wall of Blossoms. Let's go for Wall of Blossoms. Again, I'm trying to grow the Cradle here. And we're playing around Pyroclasm here. And Fire and Ice, both things at the same time. One is out there hitting land drops. Good for them. But we keep on untapping Cradle, so... Bird of Paradise. Pitch Sligh. This is currently 4 mana. Guess we can go get Nantuko. Might as well play the bird. Nantuko is also a clock, notably. Pretty significant clock on this board. Even Masticore here doesn't do it. Can come down, kill the Symbiote, but I don't think gets them anywhere. And we got there. Alright. The pivot for the pivot. Siding in Winter Orb against Stasis. You don't do that every day. That was fun. On to the 3rd round. This is a no-lander, so we're going to ship it. We're on the play though. Can we keep this hand? Seems a little bit mediocre. Guess I'm keeping it. Bottoming like Llanowar Elf. Turn 1 bird. Maybe I should be going to 5, honestly. Llanowar Elves. Llanowar Wastes. Ball Therapy. Choose your poison. Nothing than your name is in my hand, so... Nice. Very nice. Opponent now gets to see. That's pretty funny. Honestly, there's an argument there for not playing the survival, but I really doubt my opponent's main decking naturalizes, so Veteran Explorer. This is not gonna work out for my opponent. Yeah, this is why I don't like this card. This is so bad for them. Sure, name whatever you want. You get to take 1 of these. 1 of each color, huh? Okay, here's a Yavimaya Ranger. Get Anger. Pitch the Anger. Get Sligh. Pitch Sligh. What do we want to go get here? Whatever we get is getting angry. Just Poacher? We don't have enough mana for Poacher yet, so it's gonna be something else. I think we just go get Acolyte Symbiote online. That's a nice one to have access to. Let's fetch, go get our mountain, and let's play Acolyte first. Prohibit. Pitch. I guess I go get Wall of Blossoms now. Gives him more options. And I really don't want to pay Echo next turn. So they can have Pernicious Deed here. I think I want to... Still no Poacher action yet, I don't think, but we could go get Hermit. Just ask my opponent a very big question. I think I like that quite a bit, actually. Play a bird, because it's free. And then take 9. You have a 1 turn to do anything. 4 color control of sorts, I guess. Wall of Blossoms is acceptable. I'm definitely paying here. If my opponent has the Plow, obviously they just get to Swords to Plowshares this, but still seems worth it. They still take 3. They're down to 2 cards in hand. And yeah, we're kind of cooking here. Veteran Explorer is not quite it, I don't think. Survival. Pitch. Play Acolyte. Sure. So now we get our fetch land. Pitch Finhorn. Get another Symbiote. And send the turn back. And step. Stroke for 3. Okay. If they're going to have a card left in hand, that's a good one to have. They get in Therapy here? Sure. That's fine. They're still losing to Survival and Squee. It's not much I can do about that. Can flashback if they want. Man, what an interesting deck my opponent's playing over there. If they flashback, I can use Survival to clear the deck from cards I don't want. Namely, like other Llanowar Elves and stuff. Although I guess if I draw Llanowar Elf and I have Survival in play, that's good for me. So maybe... Oh, okay. Now that's very interesting. So that gets rid of the Squee. On the other hand, my opponent's still at 6 life. And if they flashback, destroying their Veteran Explorer, we're still kind of doing it. So they need a second deed, or I think we can still get there. It is free regardless to activate the Survival, so might as well. Baloth. Interesting. Man, what a great list my opponent's cooking with over there. That looks super fun. Again, this is like free to do because my opponent has perfect information, but I don't think I get anything failed to find. Because again, any creature that I find is a Terrain Sharpet, because I still have Survival here. Okay, play my land, and I'm just going to, I guess, stop their blue on upkeep. And my opponent is not fully stabilized, but 1 card left in hand. If they have cards like Stroke of Genius, okay, there we go. So now we just go get Poacher, cast it, activate, get another Hermit. Now my squirrels are 4/4s. Okay, super cool deck for my opponent. Genesis comes in for sure. Gigantes look a little bit medium. Love Silver Library, love Winter Orb. Sharpshooter is an interesting one. I think Rock Rot's probably not it. Bombardment, we can cut 1. I guess I'm going to cut both of them. I don't hate Bombardment against control decks, but in particular when I'm like cutting down on creatures, I don't want to go too hard, you know? This seems like a keepable hand, I like it. Turn 1 Furnace, you got it, opponent. Maybe there's an argument to go for turn 1, play Symbiote off of the Carplucent Forest. Mostly because I think I'd rather Resolve Library than Winter Orb here. Mostly because I can then save the fetch land as a shuffle for Library. But I think I'm going to be doing a lot of Pain 8 anyway, so tap with Library. Love to see that. Okay, I think I'm gonna pay 4, but not 8. There's a Paradise, play land, and I think just pass. And step 3, cycle Crows and Tarsker. Man, I love everything that my opponent's doing over there. My opponent's having a very good time, and I'm here for it. I can see them about to Factor Fiction. I can feel them about to Factor Fiction. Sim Library. Okay, gonna pay for this once because I actually do like these Feedhorn Elves here. Send the turn back. I could like jam Anger, I guess. I'll see what my opponent does. There's the Plague, so I guess I'm just going to bounce the Elf. Don't think this card's very good against me. Steel Name Elf, which is a notable choice. Yes, I don't really like these cards, but I do love to have a fetch. Now I guess what I'm gonna do is play Bird and the Winter Orb. Oh, they have Prohibit. Activating Furnace on end step, which is fine. Gaia's Blessing, of course. Of course my opponent has the Blessing. Yeah, these are gas. So let's pay some life here. And I think that we lead on survival. Then we can Cradle. And what I'm gonna do is a 5 for Hermit. It's gonna die immediately, but it's gonna give me some dudes. And then I'm going to pitch Anger to have Hasty Bros. And I think I get Squee. So we baited out the thing successfully, which is nice. End step, another Cycle Tusker. You love to see it. Man, I'm super into my opponent's deck right now. I think maybe the white may be a little bit unnecessary, but I think I like the rest. Sure, Veteran Explorer resolves. There's the Pernicious Steed. And now we're going to survival, pitching Squee to go get... Sucks that we're one off getting the other card, but it's okay. We could get the Vigilante here, which I guess it's fine. We do get 2 lands here, which is very important. So Vigilante allows me to do some cool stuff again. I'm notably at 6, but I don't think it's going to matter. My opponent does not seem particularly good at closing the game. So let's play this out first, flip it, then play Finhorn, and play Symbiote. Now we pass the turn. Explosive Vegetation. Another card you don't see every day. I don't think I'm super into Explosive Vegetation. I feel like I'd rather see Rampant Growth from my opponent there. Okay, here goes nothing. I'm playing Hermit to play around Prohibit instead of Poacher. Also, I guess I can technically do this and cast it again, so I might as well. And then Plows the Hermit. Good thing I did not play the Poacher. So at this point, my opponent can just play and immediately activate Deed to wipe my board, so I'm not going to expose the Poacher. It's pretty funny that if my opponent has a Plague, they kind of have to play it on Squirrel, which is hilarious. Plow is a heck of a card, but when you can only reliably cast it on turns like 5+, it does lose quite a bit of steam. They could have Decree, I guess, so I'm going to serve with all of these on the Vigilante. Looks like that worked. There's the Survival. Pitch Squee. We're gonna pitch Genesis. I guess get Genesis, not pitch it. And then I'm gonna go get the Multani Acolyte. Just a casual 11 mana. No big deal. It's nice. It's quite nice. Cast that one a couple of times. See what we have. I don't think I want to just go get another Symbiote. I don't think we need to. I feel like my opponent's only out here is Deed. And they're currently dead on board. So I just don't think I want to overextend. And again, this is kind of the situation that I was saying earlier, that I kind of like the enchantment, the Goblin Bombardment against control decks too, for situations like this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass here. Stroke for 9. Okay, good thing I didn't overextend then. Wall of Blossoms. There's no way they have failed to find it Pernicious Steed, right? Therapy, sure. Takes the Poacher, but they would just Genesis, so it's fine. Man, opponent must feel so strong whenever they do that kind of stuff. But I mean, we're still kind of outpowering them a little bit. But let's see what happens here. Another wall. Still need that Pernicious Steed. Naturalized Survival. Is this just okay? I think this may be just okay. They just gave up. But I think this is just fine. I just let this resolve. Like I actually, even if again my opponent's only out here is to Deed, so I'm still okay with this happening. And then I really want the Bird of Paradise, so that they're forced to Deed like second main phase, I guess, and then on their first main phase, I mean, and then they just get to go like Library into Bird into like Poacher or something. Can I do everything? Yeah, I can do everything. So it seems very hard for my opponent to then do that. I still have Genesis going, so yeah, great match though. Super cool deck from my opponent. Very, very fun. See you for the next round. All right, on to the 4th round, I think. We're probably playing against Burn, because this is the Burn Legend. I roll Lungs here, so I think I'm gonna keep this hand. Turn 1 Llanowar Elf. The strength of Wall of Roots was dictating my keep here. Yep, gotta give it to the man. Immediately kill my elf. That's a very nice pickup. I think I want to go Wall into Llanowar though. Place Meyer, fetches immediately. Let's see what he can muster. It's a Lavamancer and a Mog Fantastic. Let's see what we find here. A bird. Yeah, sure. So this actually allows him to bolt my Wall of Roots, which I'm not super stoked about. So I think I'd rather just pass the turn. and force him to go like activate Lavamancer plus Bolt if he wants to kill the wall, or just Bolt Lightning. That's also fine. Just gonna take 6 here. Take my free block. Let's see if we can find some lands, because that's a land. Sure. Lucky and unlucky at the same time, kind of. So let's play a port, play a bird, and I think it's going to port a mountain here. Just lets it happen. See the fire. I wonder if he goes and kills the Wall of Roots right now. Kind of an interesting spot. My best draw here would be Thornscape Familiar. Not Familiar, the Battle Mage. Good attack. Most certainly a good attack. This is not a good one though. He should have just like main phase. There's no reason to allow me to do something on upkeep, even though there's nothing I can do, but there's no way I'm paying life here, right? I really need to see more cards. Really need to see more cards here. Okay, I may be crazy here, but I'm gonna pay for. And now I can go Bird of Paradise into Symbiote and send it back. And I'm still gonna port a mountain on their upkeep. But now we're in an awkward spot where my opponent just gets some activations, which are very awkward for me. He just goes face, so I'm probably dead here. I feel like we flooded a little bit. I think I do like this matchup. There were multiple ways that things could have gone well for us here, but unfortunately they did not. Maybe we have time. Let's see. We do not have time. Confirmed. Play the fetch. Might as well fetch. There's no different with the current situation between being at 6 and being at 7. Because my opponent is hitting me over 2 turns with multiples of 2. So, okay, they just have Fire Blast, that's fine. Game number 2. Do like Pyroclasm. Do like Wall of Blossoms. Naturalizes are fine. Don't like Library. I think it's too slow. I don't like... Reputation is probably fine. But I think I could do without the Symbiote, Burion, Ranger. I guess Ranger is fine. That's a one-off. Just a couple of elves. Cut the Priest for sure. Bombardment is like at its best here. Sharpshooter only works with the other card, but it's fine. And I think I'm going to cut Poacher and Kaisa. Maybe 2 Vigilantes is too many, but it's okay. This hand looks good though. We still need to draw some business, but we got some strong start going on with land into wall. Oh, fantastic. Sure. Here's a Wall of Blossom. This is kind of the concept of the deck, right? My opponent, I'm playing more lands and I'm playing more creatures that don't get hosed by creatures that are good against X1s. So let's play another wall here. Yep, good stuff. All right, so I think we're looking very, very good this game. All the pieces are in place. Lava Dart looking embarrassing on this board state. If he Bolt Lightnings, I think I just kind of can take the 6. Bird, sure. This is 3 mana, each Anger. No mountain still, but we can go get it now. Squee and Granger. Now all my boys are going to be hasty, and then next turn we start dropping the Range Hermits that like to get in the red zone. Incinerate. Kind of an inefficient turn for him, but still could be scary if they have a bunch of Fire Blasts in hand. There's a world where they go land, bolt, bolt, activate Lavamancer, and then I'm in not that great a shape. So I'm pitching Acolyte here, and I think I'm gonna go for Sharpshooter. It's just cheaper than the other option. Okay, here we need to do math, so I can go Sharpshooter. I guess I can go Wall first, then Sharpshooter, then Cradle taps for 5. This forces the issue. See what my opponent does here. Lava Dart goes face, and they use Lavamancer for what? To go face. Okay. Sharpshooter, play Hermit. I don't think I can afford to play out these Wooded Foothills. I mean, here they can go Bolt, Bolt, Shock, Shock, or something like that. I guess that's 10, so they need 3 bolts. Or like Fire Blast, of course. They did miss a land drop last turn, notably. So it is likely that they're filled with gas. Price of Progress. This is very good here. Price of Progress is insane, actually. But he doesn't have it. Wow. Crazy. He brought in Pop. Okay. Game 3. Still think this is okay. Very smart of me to hold on to the card in the last turn. I think I'm going to keep this hand. I don't love it. I can probably force to keep something like this. Pop. So since my opponent let on Pop, that's a nice pickup. I'm going to lead on Bird of Paradise to force them to use a removal spell. And then if they don't, I can have more mana for next turn. Mog Fanatic. He offers the chump. I'm not going to get it. So force them to sack the Fanatic there. That's an okay pickup, but I think I need to pull on the brakes on this Jackal Pup. Wall is a pretty great draw. I don't think I'm paying for this Acolyte here. Oh, they just kill it. Interesting. Okay, so we take 2. Down to only 3 cards in hand, notably. Golden Patrol. And another Lavamancer. Okay, so let's lead on Wall of Blossoms first. And then Cradle and play Quirion Ranger. But a bunch of dudes. But now he doesn't have fodder for the Lavamancer, which is kind of nice. I guess if he attacks, I block. Wow, he's throwing away the patrol. And then he has Curse Scroll. What's he gonna do here? Heal the Ranger. Sounds very good for me. So now we block there for sure. And we get to untap with Cradle, notably. So I'm not gonna be able to kill these with Thornscape. So the question is, do I kill the pup? Do I play Survival this turn? No, this Thornscape means 1 more mana next turn, so I think we go get the Mountain, and I'm just gonna play Thornscape with Kicker. And I guess I kill one of the Lavamancers, because like I'm trading with Pup regardless, so do I just take the Jackal Pup hit actually? I'm at 14 life. He's gonna show us what he has got in hand. Mog Fanatic. Okay, so we're gonna take 1 point here. I think he should have attacked with both, because now he cannot like ping and kill. So he missed the point of damage, which could be a big deal. That's kind of a pretty good pickup, not gonna lie. So play Vigilante immediately, flip it, blow up the scroll. Again, these runs out of food, the scroll doesn't really. It's a lot more expensive, but 2 damage is really all it takes in the current board state. Sure. Now we're gonna block the pup. If he wants to use a removal spell to kill this wall, I'm kind of okay with it. Okay, so I guess we're doing that. I guess we're doing that one. And here I could just play another Hermit. Awkwardly enough, I think it's better for me to do this and to start to gain advantage. But my opponent can actually kill both of my Hermits, so it seems better to do this. And here we can get a Wall of Blossoms, or we can go get Anger. I think I'm just gonna get Wall of Blossoms. Disgusted. Again, more stuff on the board. My opponent's playing a game where they're trying, I'm at 13, and they're trying to like get there on the ground. And another wall means that I'm playing great, not only offensively, but also defensively. Here I can even pay 5 to waste an activation, which I think it's worth it. I'm gonna get back Sligh, get oh my god, do I have it? I don't think I have a second Thornscape. That's brutal. If I had second Thornscape here, shock the Lavamancer, and blow up the Curse Scroll, how insane would that be? But yeah, basically paying here an upkeep makes it so my opponent needs to like sacrifice Fanatic to kill my Hermit, and I still get to do some Sligh stuff. Now we get the Anger, and now I think we just get the Sharpshooter, end the game. So now we're protected from Price of Progress. We should have gotten another Hermit. What I can do here, we can go get Symbiote to threaten to protect this deranged Hermit. Oh, I messed this up. I should have played the Sharpshooter there. I meant to do that. My bad. I mean, doesn't really matter. Okay. Want to just trade a pup, which sounds fine to me. So here's the Sharpshooter. Now pass the turn. So now we're in an interesting spot where opponent, they threaten to go face. Okay, so we're first going to gather the information to see what my opponent's card in hand is. And then I think it is Price of Progress. Okay, so I want to activate now. Now my opponent gets to ping in response, and they get to kill, or they go face. So now I just, in a response, 2 damage to any target. They go face again. Now, I think I F6 and I missed a ping there. Honestly, don't know. We'll figure it out. So I guess if my opponent draws Fire Blast, we lose. Oh no, do we actually lose here? 4 from Price of Progress. If they pop, they cannot Curse Scroll. So it needs to be exactly Fire Blast. Or second Price of Progress. So now this is a tricky spot where Seal of Fire. Interesting. So that's not enough. That is actually not enough. And I think I have 7 mana. Yeah, I can do this twice. So I should, I guess, ping once, untap Sharpshooter, bouncing the Hermit, untap, Sligh, whatever. But we just play this. At this point, I'm kind of like playing with my food, really, because we know that it's deterministic for us. But we get to, I guess, force the issue, which is fun. So we point at the Curse Scroll to force the action. Just let it resolve. Sure. So now I swing at everything. He played it really well. So now we crop rot, sacrificing the port. I guess get another forest. The crop rotation to sacrifice my non-basic in response to Price of Progress. That's what dreams are made of, folks. That's what dreams are made of right there. -12. Alright, see you for the last round? Yeah, last round. Alright, time for the last match. I think I like this hand. We have kind of like a fast Deranged Hermit. Turn 1 Llanowar, turn 2, I guess nothing really. Just play another elf. And then turn 3, boom. 1 and most to 6. Basic Swamp. Into Vendetta. Alright. Endhorn. I'm gonna play the fetch here. Not gonna fetch, but I want to protect this Cradle from Wasteland, obviously. Still unclear what I want to do. Smother. Yeah. Let's go for Priest. Maybe I'm gonna regret getting a mountain there, but maybe I should just get another forest. Because now if this Priest dies, it's not super great for me. And again, I don't want to expose the Cradle to a Wasteland. Oh, it's the rock. I guess I'm playing this again. Here's Sacolite. Library is great here. Awesome. So now my opponent's in a spot where if they have the Pernicious Steed, it's going to be really bad for us. But if they don't... Oh, my opponent's playing the Graveborn Muse, least. Love it, love it. Definitely paying for upkeep there. And I think I'm going to be paying 8 down to 10. So, yep. I think I just run out the Hermit and see what happens. If they find Deed, I'm going to be in bad shape. If they don't, then I'm going to be cooking. Wall of Blossoms is great. Okay. So now I think I'm going to be in good shape now. I'm kind of missing Masticore. I saw some folks like not running Masticore, so I wanted to give it a shot. I'm kind of missing it, not gonna lie. I feel like I would want to find some room for Masticore again. So I think I'm doing this here. Wall of Blossoms looks good. Bombardment. Feeling very smart that I didn't have my mountain, huh? Hell yeah. Yeah, this looks good. Let's play this wall. Might as well. Then I'm gonna play one of these Birds of Paradise, then the wall. My opponent does not know about the other bird, so here's... I guess I messed this up. I should not have shown the bombardment yet. I want to hold on to the bird in hand in case I draw survival. So attack with all the dudes that are 2/2s. This means they take 8. Is this just lethal? I honestly did not do math for lethal. Didn't even think about it. But yeah, this bombardment is just messed up like that, isn't it? I think I may have lethal. That's awesome. Wow. First showing of bombardment and it looks absolutely incredible. So they take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's not enough. So I guess I'd rather like let this go. They take 6 and I throw a wall at this Graveborn Muse. Opponent is on Deed or Bust. So I think that means that I just chill. I don't kill the Wall of Blossoms, there's no need to. Okay, they did not find a Deed. Even if they find a Deed, they take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, down to 4. Okay, that looked pretty good. So Genesis, we likey. Library, we likey. I think Wall of Blossoms also we likey. And definitely we like Winter Orb. So all of those sound great. Now, Crop Rot. I don't think this is an Anger matchup, so we can cut the Anger and the Ranger. I think we can get one Bombardment, even though it looked great. I think it's probably not that great. Sharpshooter also seems like a little bit medium. I like my top end. Maybe Kaisa is unnecessary. Oh, it offsets Engineered Plague, so maybe it's fine. Poacher's so sick. Yeah, this looks good. I think I can cut a couple of elves here. I think I do like Crop Rot. Let's go with this. Maybe I should cut Bombardment for another Llanowar, actually. Cut Bombardment for Sharpshooter. I guess if I'm going to have only one, I'd rather have Sharpshooter, which I can go find with Survival. What does this hand do? Because it's okay. Against the rock, you really don't want to mess around mulliganing either. Your Symbiote, really want to dodge. An answer to Survival. That's a fun one. So, your Survival. Pass the turn. My opponent seems to be playing my list, because they have the Grand Coliseum. I guess my previous list. Because the new list, the objectively correct list, plays the absolute banger. That is Rat. I guess that means bye-bye port. Pinhorn into Nantuko. Pass the turn. I'm not super sold on that line, but I feel like I need to blow up this furnace my opponent's got over there, because it's slowing down my engine. Notably, if they have Pernicious Deed, they can't use it very profitably, which is lucky for me. Also, they exiled one too many cards, and now they have nothing to target. Smother. That's awkward. Okay, you got me. No blocks. Okay, so this is Playbird. Do I need to Playbird? Guess I just drop Hermit, right? Yep, that looks good to me. I guess no, I'm gonna pass the turn. Because I can bounce, but I cannot replace, so there's not really any reason to run into Cabal Therapy. So I just chill here. 3 mana, Plague. Alright, so we still have 1 Vigilante. Let's pitch the bird. And I think I want to pitch Sligh here and rely on Genesis. Now they have to kind of cycle Furnace, so I think this is fine. Let's go with Vigilante, which we can play and flip here. Yep, cycle, they get the Sligh, it's totally fine. That's a card. Boy, is that a card. So play this out, I guess. 6 mana, flip this, blow that one up, play Poacher. Might as well swing, I guess. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should not have swung, because my opponent, if they have a Recurrent Nightmare now, by giving them a Rats in the graveyard, I enabled the Recurrent Nightmare, which I did not need to. So if they have an answer to Poacher, then they can go like Nightmare into whatever answers to Poacher, and I could be in trouble. I mean, right now, they're risking... Wow, they let me untap with Survival. So I can get whatever creature I want with Poacher. So I think what I want to do is activate Poacher, get Quirion Ranger, untap Poacher, and now we can activate Poacher again, kind of going off here. Because what I want to do is I want to find like a shitty elf. I guess Acolyte will do. Might as well draw a card, I guess. My goal was to, because now we activate this symbiote to untap again, and now I want to pitch, I guess, the Llanowar Elf to go get Genesis and make sure that we have that covered. I guess I'm not activating. It's more valuable for me to get Genesis going, so I'm not going to be activating this Poacher again. Might as well get the damage in. And now I guess we're going to get to save the Quirion Ranger from this Pernicious Deed, which is cool. 4 mana, 5 mana. So pitch Genesis, get what I even want to get. What do I want to have access to? Maybe just Wall of Blossoms or Wall of Roots. Roots is more mana, so let's get Roots. And I guess I might as well bounce save the Quirion Ranger here. So now everything gets destroyed, and now we get to start to do Genesis things. And I'm prioritizing doing this first so that I can start getting my board state and my mana back online. Next turn I'm gonna get back the symbiote. The priority is to grind my opponent down and to get as much value as I can before cards like Withered Wretch come into the picture. Yeah, Plague is fine, doesn't really matter. I'm planning to get back the Vigilante anyway. Call of the Herd. Yeah, we have so much time thanks to this Wall of Roots, so it doesn't matter. 2, 3 mana, 2 to play wall. Yeah, I think I have exactly enough. We're gonna grind my opponent the hell out. Play this, play Wall of Roots, spend 3 mana to play a Morph, then pass the turn. My opponent can't even attack with the Elephant because they're just gonna trade with my stupid Insect. Well, I'm totally okay with this. Totally okay with this, 100%. But I guess what's my opponent supposed to do, right? They don't do this, then I just have even more mana for Cradle. So they're between a rock and a hard place, and I still have 3 cards in hand. I'm basically Demonic Tutoring every turn. We also have Kaisa, which is awesome. I love Kaisa so much. You have a Hermit. That is right, you have a Hermit. What do I want to get here? Maybe Symbiote? Symbiote sounds good. Land is fine, because now we can go to this, play Hermit, have access to some amount of mana, then play Kaisa. I guess we just replay the Hermit, right? Make some dudes. Sure, might as well draw some cards here. Alright, your go. Oh, Kaisa. Oh, Hermits buff one another? Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that. I did not know that my Hermit buffed my opponents. It's kind of sick. Block and block. So even if they have another deed, they can only deed for 4. We still get to save probably the Acolyte. Actually, I kind of want to save the... No, Acolyte's better to save. Still going to be activating Genesis probably to get back the Wall of Roots. Yeah, my opponent just gives up. Alright, 4-1. Alright everyone, there you go. This list felt pretty good. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And this is kind of one of my favorite decks in the format right now. I think it's super fun. It's like kind of in the middle of the road, so I still have not found the list that I'm just like, yes, this is it. I still think I want to continue exploring. Like Acolyte Symbiote does come up. I think like this is a very strong interaction. So I still want to continue exploring what I want, what I don't really want, where I want to go. Like how much do I want to push the elf angle as opposed to just pushing the just play good cards that allow you to beat Sligh angle. All I can say is that this card is pretty good. I liked it a lot. We drew it exactly once, and it kind of blew open the game as soon as it hit the battlefield. So I like this. I like Bombardment. I think that it's an interesting card to explore a little bit further. And it felt like it definitely fits the deck's core concept of just have very good 2-drops. This is basically true good 2-drop CD. I guess Acolyte is kind of medium, like this is like the only synergy piece, but everything else like Wall of Roots, Blossom, Sylvan Library, every single other card is just a very, very strong 2-drop. By playing more lands and you know, we are playing Mana Acceleration so that we can do multiple things on turn 2, but even if that doesn't work out because our dorks have the habit of dying, then we can still play something of substance on turn 2. Kind of like the worst card feels like this Priest. I do wonder if we even want this card at all. So if we cut this, we could make room for maybe like another wall in the main deck, freeing up some Cyber's space. We could, like this card is amazing. I like this card a lot. Kaisa, I'm excited about, but I'm not, like, if you told me that you wanted to cut this, I would understand. Masticore was a card that I kind of missed in this league. I feel like it would have come up multiple times in the matches that we played today. The other card is Thornscape Battle Mage. This card is nuts. I enjoy Battle Mage very, very much. I think it's a very, very fine inclusion. It's an amazing inclusion as a one-off, but even as a two-off, I think I would probably like it better. Also, the more symbiotes you want, the better Battle Mage becomes, right? So, Seagull to Masticore, that's the only card that I'm kind of like thinking whether I should be playing. But in terms of cards that I could see more copies of would be Wall of Roots. This card is amazing. I really, really enjoy Wall of Roots in basically every survival deck. And I do wonder if I want to play maybe a second copy, so that could be like a fine replacement for Priest of Titania. The other replacement would be, as I just said, the Masticore. So on that axis, though, I'm not so sure because they're cards that do very, very different things, but I don't know. Still trying to find my footing with this deck. I do like the bombardments quite a bit, so I'm probably going to continue playing this ones. So that's the only one that I'm kind of sold on. Besides that, everything else is up for grabs. I don't know yet how much I want to prioritize trying to beat Replenish. I think it's probably kind of a waste to try to focus too much of my attention in beating that matchup. How much do I want to try to beat Oath Ponza? That deck was built with beating elves in mind, so you know it's hard to beat the deck that was built to beat your deck for obvious reasons. But yeah, definitely will continue to play this deck some more because it's one of my favorites right now. So that's gonna be it for this one, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye. Here we go with round number 1. Sand doesn't do anything. This one is a little bit risky, but I think probably good enough to keep. I think I bought him the Sharpshooter in case my survival gets answered or countered or whatever. That's a nice pickup. Here's a bird. Send the turn back. True Believer. Well, it's gonna be pretty good for us, I think. The nice thing is I can just safely go get Sligh here, because even if my opponent blows up my survival, there's gonna be another one coming up, so it doesn't really matter. Here they Wasteland. Yeah, I'm kind of very excited about that. So I'm gonna pitch the Multani's Acolyte here and go get Sligh. And now we can go... Oh, that's interesting. Actually, I should have pitched the Anger so that I can then get Priest of Titania here. I can probably afford to take it very easy. So we just get Wild Blossoms. Probably Wall of Roots, actually. We're definitely gonna get our Mountain, though. And now we can stop my opponent's clock. Honestly, there isn't much that they can do here. Cataclysm. Wow, that's pretty gritty. So now what we'll do is we'll just go with Sharpshooter and kill this Mother of Runes. Really feels like the only thing that could possibly do anything at all here would be specifically Cataclysm. So I think my line is going to be to play around that. And in order to do that, what I'll do is I'll get Sharpshooter and I'm gonna go get Quirion Ranger, so that way I can save my forest and I can continue developing my mana. So now we survival for Quirion Ranger. Cast Quirion Ranger. This allows me to untap the bird, play my land, play Sharpshooter, immediately kill the Mother of Runes. I guess we just pass. Next turn, probably go get Wirewood Symbiote. It's a free block, so we'll take it. 3 mana for a morph. Salted Angel. We can just shock with Thor's Gate Battle Mage. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, this game's just very over. So let's untap Llanowar, replay my land, squee. I can probably like go for a Priest of Titania line here, but honestly there's no reason for me to do that. So now I guess I'll untap here, bouncing Quirion Ranger. Again, I'm playing around the only card that does anything at all right here. So we're gonna ping True Believer and get rid of that one too. And now I guess I might as well swing with the voice. So now my opponent's best line is again Cataclysm, but it still does nothing because I just bounce. I save a creature, I save a land, just too much. So now I guess I might as well untap here. And I don't want to pitch anything. Does it even matter, honestly? Okay, I think I've had enough and I'm ready to end this game now. Clearly my opponent doesn't have anything, so let's just win. So 2 mana, play Priest, play Fiendhorn, play Quirion Ranger, float 4 mana, untap, float 8 mana, get Sky Shroud Poacher. My opponent has seen enough. Okay. Oh, it was Whipcorder. It wasn't the Angel. It doesn't matter. So I'm definitely going to be expecting some amount of hate post board. So I think I still want Hall of Blossoms, probably want the Sylvan Library, probably don't care about Naturalizes, and cut Vigilante. I still want the 1 copy. My opponent may have something relevant. What Kate could my opponent have though? Besides Cataclysm, I don't really care about anything. Mono White is pretty much like the best matchup we could ask for, to be honest, because they're bad against our Elves angle. Do we even need the Pyroclasms? I feel like we don't even care about their creatures. Yeah, I think I'm not even gonna bring them in. It's pretty crazy to think, but I honestly don't think I care about this. Like, I just overpower them very easily. So I just rather, you know, have some walls and stuff, make sure they cannot get around what I'm doing, and then just do my thing. And I think that's gonna be enough 99% of the time. It could have Parallax Wave, I guess. So that's a reason to keep the 1 of Vigilante. Something like Curse Totem. Curse Totem would actually be kind of annoying. I don't think I need Genesis, actually. I do like the walls, do like libraries. My 2-drops are kind of insane, not gonna lie. I guess I can cut the Symbiote. Kinda do like the Symbiote, to be honest. But we can just keep 1 Symbiote, 1 Acolyte. I do think I like the Symbiote. Oh, classic. Classic hand. Only in this one. This one's much better. Keep this. I think I'm gonna bottom the Kaisa. Can go turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Elf plus Library. No Plow. Silver Knight. That's a nice pickup. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use this Silver Library as a bait spell. Because like they kind of, if they have a disenchant, they kind of have to use it on this library. Seal of Cleansing, yeah. But then we drop a survival and completely destroy them. I'm gonna take the damage. And this is kind of what I meant before. We're just doing something that's so much better than what they're doing. They're playing like a low ball game, and we're playing the highest ball game. What do I want to pitch? I kind of want the Acolyte, so let's go get Squee here. Pitch Squee or Symbiote. Yeah, play the Symbiote, pass the turn. Maybe I should have gotten Quirion Ranger instead of Symbiote. Or of Silence, sure. I guess I should have gotten Anger in the graveyard. But like, sure, my opponent does this, and then we just have Acolyte Symbiote going on. Pretty relevant. We're gonna be drawing 2 to 3 cards every turn. Oh, yeah, that's a card too. Alright, cool. Acolyte. Fiendhorn. So untap. Acolyte again. Oh, yeah, that's a card. Play that out. Guess I might as well play these cards. Swing for some damages. Send the turn back. Now we have 3 blockers, which is very nice. Wasteland. Gonna blow up my Cradle, but I already have infinite mana. My opponent needs a way to kill the Symbiote, otherwise it's gonna take over the game. I feel like I sideboarded poorly. Mostly because Symbiote Acolyte is kind of impossible for my opponent to contain. So I was thinking I may want Wall of Blossoms better, but truth is that it's much better to just have access to the bigger engine. I feel like my opponent's tanking here because they actually do have the Cataclysm, so they're trying to figure out what's the proper timing. They end up choosing to go for Wasteland on Cradle. Notably, if they were to Cataclysm, they have to choose first, and I make my decision based on what they do. So here I'm just gonna block and just gonna trade with the Seven Alliance. So my opponent shows me what they're gonna choose for Cataclysm before I get to choose myself. So it's actually good for me. So we make some mana. I guess I could have optimized that a little bit better. That's a pickup. Okay, sure. Play Acolyte again. So here's this, and now my dudes are big. Again, I'm gonna hold onto these forests, but now if my opponent doesn't, they need the Source to Plowshares for the Kaisa right now, kind of. 3 mana, that's a morph. That doesn't do anything. Bounce my Acolyte on end step, untap, make 5 mana, play my Acolyte. There we go. Do I want to cast this again? Or would I rather just make squirrels? I guess I can do both. Make my decision after I draw my card. Might as well play out this thing. Yeah, I definitely made a mistake when I didn't do the anger thing. Not that it really matters, but send the turn back. Cataclysm or bust. Best they can do is flip an angel. Yeah, that's it. Instead, I think I bounced the Acolyte actually. And I think I pay for both of these bad boys, just because they're kind of beefy. Okay, play out Acolyte. Not having access to Masticore is kind of annoying. We just swing with everything is the question. I think we do. I think we attack with all of these, see how my opponent blocks, kill 2 of my dudes. Sounds fine. They take 15, 17. Down to 5 they go. I untap Priest, bouncing Acolyte, recast Acolyte. We have been drawing quite poorly, to be honest. We have super lethal on board. We get to port my opponent here. I think I don't need to play out the Llanowar Elf, because he just gets swept up by Cataclysm. I guess Cataclysm could actually kill me here. My opponent's left with just the Exalted Angel, and we are left with, what, Priest of Titania? Honor of the Pure. It's not enough. Angel gets in there. So here they block. Let's assume worst case scenario. They have the Plow for the Kaisa. I guess if they have Plow for Kaisa, they win the race. But if they don't have Plow for Kaisa, then we swing with everybody. I guess even if they do, Plow for Kaisa means I win 1 more combat and I have still a bunch of squirrels. So I guess I might as well draw another card. But they can't have 2 plows, and if they kill Kaisa, then this is 8 damage. And then just swing with my stupid 1/1s. It's possible they do have the plow because they're tanking here. I guess what I can do is I can port my opponent on my own upkeep. This forces the decision. So if they have the plow, they need to use it now. I can just protect whatever they attempt to. That's a fun card to draw right here. That's a very fun card to draw right now. This is very cool. Don't need no combat step. Great matchup, so not many conclusions to draw from that. I did make some mistakes. I should have expected my opponent to have the answer to the second answer to survival, so I should have probably gotten anger. But besides that, I think it was a fine match. Alright, here we go with the second round. This looks fine. We get to go turn 1 elf, turn 2 Full of Roots plus another elf. We got some stuff going on here. This looks like a hand where Bombardment could do some damage. Turn 1 Finhorn, go. Basic Island. Then my wall, then my bird, send the turn back. Alright, turn 1 Dreadnought. Turn 2 Dreadnought, I mean. Let's see if they have the thingy. We find the land, we can do this right now, which is nice. Play morph, and we get to flip immediately. No messing around, no nothing. Just some clean magic. Okay, so let's play. I guess I want to play Sharpshooter first. See if this induces anything from my opponent. I just let it resolve. Alright, well, here's a Finhorn, and we're gonna start clocking immediately. Next turn we can play Bombardment, the AK. And this Bombardment means that every creature is 2 damage, which is quite a bit. That's a card. We can play, I guess I'm just gonna play the Kaisa here and see if my opponent does anything. Notably, I'm taking a turn off doing stuff, but oh yeah, we're definitely paying here. Definitely playing second ace. Amazing. Alright, I guess that's it. My opponent's hand is Island Unknown. That bodes very well for me. They do nothing. I play my land, drop a bombardment, see what my opponent does. Hardcast foil, perfect. This means we get to resolve our poacher. And I don't know how my opponent beats this. I think we're done. Okay, just gonna play a dude and swing with the guys. Actually, can I go with Quirion Ranger here? So we do 1, 2, 3. Get Quirion Ranger and tap. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we definitely do. So I guess I want to swing with just this guy. We can swing with one of the Fin Horns. Deal combat damage, activate Poacher, and go on to game number 2. That was nice. So Vigilante comes in, Naturalizes come in, and I think that's pretty much it. Cut the crop rotation. I'm kind of interested in Sylvan Library actually. Not super interesting, but I think I enjoy some library action. Let's cut a bombardment, probably both of them actually, and then the sharpshooter. We could cut the anger package, but then if we cut the anger package, the sharpshooter is already bad anyway, so I also don't think what I'm getting out of cutting the anger package. Like I get to play some walls. I don't think I'm super stoked about that. I think I'm just gonna go with this. Get ported here. This looks better. I mean, it's still kind of a mulligan. Yeah, I think we're gonna go to 5. Now this is a hand, so keep this one, bottom the land, I don't want to get stifled, bottom the symbiote. And here we go, turn 1 portent. This is a mulligan to 5 here. Opponent declined the shuffle, notably. Let's play an elf, shift the turn back. Let's see if they're gonna YOLO again. They are, with stifle. Okay, so I'm just going to do this right now. And that resolved. I'm just gonna hold on to this Finhorn elf, because otherwise my survival's gonna suck without a creature, so I don't know, seems kind of risky for my opponent to just go all in on those Dreadnoughts. Okay, so we resolved survival. I think this means I'm just gonna play out Finhorn to force my opponent to pop the powder keg. Maybe this is wrong, but I want to kind of like enable my stuff. I was not gonna be able to get Sligh anyway. They chained me. Okay, that's fine. So now they pop, and I play my land in survival again. Do they have the annul? They do. Okay, so we keep on playing. Let's play another survival. This plays into counterspell, but I don't think it's getting better for me because then I allow my opponent to draw cards and things get worse. There's actually, maybe I should have played the Wall of Roots. Reason being, if I draw a 5-drop, I want to be able to cast it. So maybe that was a mistake. But yeah, this is what I meant. So if I just pass the turn on that previous turn and don't force my opponent to have immediately the counterspell, then they are just going to start cantripping, and then it just gets less and less likely that I'm going to be able to resolve the survival anyway. So I think it's right to jam at that point, force them to have a specifically counterspell right there. Super punished by not playing the Wall of Roots last turn. I would have been able to kind of likely resolve Kaisa there, because I don't think it's super likely my opponent kept Stasis in. Yeah, I guess the same that I said last turn remains true here. If I allow my opponent to cantrip, then it gets harder and harder for me to resolve my big drops. I mean, this is a 3/4 Essence Flare. Alright, that's a way to go about it. I mean, this is it's not gonna kill them, I guess. It's gonna leave them at 1. Maybe should have fetched right there. I don't think it really matters, to be honest. And I have Sylvan Library in my deck, so I want to be able to shuffle. Poacher. Okay, again, I'm not gonna get better than this. So here we go. Did not resolve. I'm gonna fetch now, I guess. And we're gonna take... actually we can block with this Wall of Roots. Soaks up 6 damage. That means we get 1 more turn. But I have to block this turn, because then the Kaisa is going to die. So I think I actually want to block with this wall. It effectively buys me a turn. Snap 13. Oh, never mind. Doesn't buy me a turn. I'm gonna just play it out to block. Well, that's funny. Can I draw a Naturalize, please? Or even better, like a Vigilante or something? I have to assume my opponent has an answer, but... Cradle. Never been sadder to draw a Cradle. Alright. I guess I'm technically not dead. Also, notably, this was a multi-5. So here I'm gonna save a point of damage. No reason not to. Kaisa is dying on my upkeep anyway. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Alright, on to game 3. Let's see if we want to change anything. Not really. just have to not mulligan as much. Also being on the play, much better. These hands are gonna kill me, man. Okay, this hand's good though. Keep here, and I think we're gonna bottom the Carplucent Forest, because the Bird of Paradise already covers my red mana, so I'd rather have a green in case I draw a Quirion Ranger. Opponent also mulligans, importantly. Passing off the turn, the Finhorn, there's a Cradle, here's a Symbiote, pass the turn. Opponent opts on end step. I like that if they tap out for Powder Keg, doesn't really do anything. Oh, they played Portent. That means they don't have any action. Having Cradle here is going to be quite good for me. Double Portent. Notably, they did decline to shuffle, so they just wanted to like get some velocity in there, I guess. Okay, let's go 1, 2, 3. Play out Granger. This means I get to play around Daze. I get to play around Double Daze. Here's a nice Vigilante. They could foil. They do. Island Vision Charm. Okay, so I guess I swing for 2. So I'm not really paying echo for this guy. So we swing. See if my opponent's gonna Dreadnought. They don't. Llanowar. Fine. Granger again. Get a Forest. Play Llanowar. Untap Finhorn. Bouncing Granger. Recast it. We're just doing this for value here. Just getting all the lands out of my deck. We continue swinging. Impulse on instant. That's a good sign. They only have 3 cards in hand, but this Impulse may find Gush, and that's not a good sign. Looks like they did. Okay, so there's Gush. Let's see if they have Dreadnought with backup. Powder Keg. Okay, right now this doesn't really do anything. Still not interested in paying Echo, but this time around we're going to be able to save both elves. How do we want to do this? I guess we're just gonna play this out first. Swing. Am I willing to sacrifice one of these elves just to draw one more card? I guess I am. Might as well. We're not drawing particularly well, unfortunately, but we're at least doing stuff. So here I'm actually gonna be saving one of the elves, because I get to do the same thing. Yeah, my opponent just pops right there. That's fine. Untap. Do we pay for Echo? Yes, we do. Battle Mage. It's an interesting one. That's a reason to play out the bird too. Before I was thinking of holding onto the bird for the purpose of survival, but having drawn Battle Mage, we're going to be able to Battle Mage with White Kicker with enough mana to like Vigilante and flip as well, which is nice. Essence Flare. You got it, opponent. They do feel like they're under a lot of pressure, I guess. How much do I want to close the deal here? I think I'm going to go for it, because this really speeds up the clock. Oh, the letter resolve. Very interesting. Because now this is now a 2-turn clock. Question is, do I want to expose Vigilante? I don't think I do, because if I draw Survival, then I'm going to be able to do that next turn. It's possible they have Dreadnought here, which is annoying, but it's not the end of the world, because I have a lot of good draws here. Squeeze, not one of them. That saves me 1 damage, so let's play this out. They're going to counter. That resolved. Interesting. Play this out. Okay, so this is lethal on the board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the turn, and then on upkeep, I'm going to flip this Vigilante. And they can have Stifle, but if they have Vision Charm, then I have lethal on board. They have Vision Charm, alright? It's very good for me. So now they need to basically play another Dreadnought or answer at least one of my threats. Flash of Insight for 1. Sure. They can Gush here. They do. Okay. And now what? They need Chain of Vapor, but then they swing and they can't leave enough back. Alright folks, we got there. Feels good.